Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing with the Pat McGrath Divine Rose 1 eyeshadow palette as chosen in my community poll. So if you were one of the people that voted for this eyeshadow palette in my community poll of the month, helping me pick my eyeshadow palette to create one of my videos throughout each month, that's what I've been doing lately. I've been having a lot of fun with that. So thank you so much if you have been one of the people that have participated and have voted for one of the palettes. Now, for those of you that voted for the other palettes that haven't, that was my dog jumping out the doggy door. For those of you that voted for one of the palettes that didn't win, please know I do have looks in the works coming up with all of the palettes that have been and part of the posts. So if your palette didn't win, fret not, a look is coming with the palette that you wanted anyways. But for next month, if you're wanting your palette to win as the palette that's chosen for the month and you're needing a little bit of help to get your palette to, you know, pull forth in the ranks, feel free to share my community poll with your friends and try to get your vote stacked towards a palette that you want. So yeah, this month, the palette that won by a surprising majority, in fact, is the Divine Rose 1 eyeshadow palette. And I'm actually very excited that this palette won because I have been wanting to play with this palette for a while, but I just felt like it's not fresh, it's not new, and nobody wants to see anything that I'm gonna do. So I'm so glad to see that this palette was chosen. That being said, this look will help me get my no pan left behind thoughts on this eyeshadow palette, because if you can see here in the palette, sorry for the bright light, I'm sitting in front of a big picture window. I have no artificial lights on, so this is just, my dog's jumping back in. This is just natural lighting. So I apologize if it's too bright or too dim or whatever, but yeah, today's eye look is gonna help me finish out this particular eyeshadow palette in my No Pan Left Behind series. I have one color here that I have never played with yet. If you can see this shade right here, I've never touched that shade before. I have played with all of the other shades multiple times, in fact, but I've never played with that one Blitz shade. It is completely untouched. And quite frankly, if you take a really good look at all four of the Blitz shades, this is the only one that I've kind of used a lot. I haven't touched that one at all, and I barely touched these two the last time that I used this palette. So I feel like my, not inspiration, because I've been inspired, but like, what's it called? Like, I feel like I've gotten the balls, finally, to play with some of these other shades. So today I'm going to create a look playing with this shade for sure, but probably also incorporating some of the other shades. And yeah, so let's just see what kind of a look I come up with today. All that to say that I'm really excited that this palette won the poll. I was not expecting it to come out in advance, so yay. Okay, so I'm really excited to get started with today's look. I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different than I normally do. Hold on, am I? Okay, I'm really excited to get started with today's look, and I am going to go into the lightest matte. Well, is it the lightest matte? Yeah, I'm surprised that I like this palette so much because there's only two mattes. But the two mattes that are provided in this palette are perfect. I love these mattes so much. I used this palette for about a year without ever touching the Blitz shades. I literally just played with the mattes mostly and a little bit of the satins. I just think this palette has the most beautiful tones in its mattes. I love it. They're cool tone without being gray. And they're just so easy to blend. I love these mattes. This palette is one of my absolute favorite motherships, even though it looks so boring. I just feel like it's such a beautiful beautiful, cool tone color story without being blue or gray. Which is kind of hard to do in my opinion. Okay, I mean, look at that. That is just a stunning, stunning crease shade in my opinion. Oh my God, I love it so much. Just gonna layer it up another round so I can increase the opacity and the intensity of that shade a little bit. Oh my God, look at that. Like, this is how I would do my eyes for work right there. Done. I'd add a wing liner, no mascara because the day was gonna be long. And there you go. I didn't even put like a highlight in my inner corner because I didn't want anything getting into my eyes because I'd be staring at the computer for many, many hours throughout the day. Let me do a little bit of blending and then I'll get into my glitter glue. I wanna just do like a soft blend up here at the top of the crease. Ew. Okay. Just tapping this very gently. This one. I'm gonna put this here on the lid. And then I'm gonna build the shimmers over it. And I've never done a look like this, so I have no idea what it's about to look like. But I feel like I need a little bit more glitter glue because I just covered up that glitter glue. I should have done that shade and then the glitter glue. Goodness, Michelle. Let's take this shade here. I have no idea what's gonna happen with this. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, I forgot how beautiful and fiery that one shade is. I'm just putting that all over the lid, over that shade. And God. I don't really like golds typically, but lately I have been opening up my mind to them, and I love that this one is like a gold to pink, not just like a gold. So there's that one shade there. A little bit of this shade. I don't know what this is gonna look like. I'm gonna just put it here. Let's see what it does. I'm not sure that did anything. Oh yeah, it did. It just like intensified the light reflectiveness off of it. So, all right. I feel like maybe I could do that with my finger and see if it's better. I do want to say this palette is like 4 years old. And I had it, whoa, that's that shade now with the finger. I had it for like possibly 2 years before I played with any of the Blitz, possibly 3 years even. I haven't played with all of the Blitz yet, as you can see. So I'm still learning this palette as my level of creativity and my braveness or whatever, my courage with eyeshadows has increased a little bit. I know this is a lot of glitter glue to be putting on my eye, but I seriously don't want any chances of glitter popping off throughout the day. So now that we see what that color looks like, I'm gonna add another layer of glitter glue here to the inner eye. I just wanna see what the super white one does to the look. This one. Because this one is so beautiful. It doesn't look like much, but you see that really beautiful like pink shift. Let's just, oh God, look at it. Oh my God. That right there is why I love this palette so much. Look at that. And it's so dimensional on the eye. Now, probably because I have so many Blitz piled up. But even if you just do that one shade with like one of the mattes in the crease, it is just such a fun, beautiful look without being super over the top. It's still incredibly eye-catching. I didn't do anything on the lower lash line yet. And for the lower lash line, I want to take a little bit of this shade here. I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury brush that I don't really like very much, but it's here in front of me because I had to, which shade do I want to use? This one. Oh God. I want to use the one that matches the matte. I had to reclutter some of the brushes that I decluttered in my declutter stash last year, my brush stash declutter last year, because of the fact that I was just running out too quickly. With as much as I'm doing looks now for my channel, like the idea of having fewer brushes was a nice concept, but no, I need more. Okay, so I'm just putting that one taupey satin shade on my lower lash line, which will just like provide a little bit of that smokiness on the bottom and still just a little bit of light reflection. So, hold on, I got like something popped up in my eye, which is not good. All right. I like that look a lot. I've never created a look like this with this palette, but I did get some of that satin from the lower lash line into my eye, which is quite unfortunate and not advisable. All right. Yeah, I like the look just like that. So I'm not even going to add eyeliner. I just don't feel like messing with it today. And I'm going to just add some mascara. Am I going to do anything else? Yeah. One final little touch that I almost forgot, but is very important. I'm going to use this white satin shade here. Just right there to catch a little bit of the light. Lift the eye just a little bit visually. Okay. Okay, friends, here is the finished eye look using the Divine Rose 1 eyeshadow palette. I really like the look. I haven't done a look like this before with this palette, surprisingly. Although it seems like I probably should have. This is probably one of the like go-to looks out of this palette, I would imagine. And if it's not, I can certainly say it's going to become one of the go-to looks that I create with this palette, because I love the combination of the mauve, of the like slightly purpley undertone in the mattes with the peachy pink gold fire. It's not even really peach. It's more of just like a golden to pink fire. I just really love the way that it looks. And yeah, so I have officially now used this eyeshadow palette, no pan left behind style. I can roll this out of my No Pan Left Behind project. And now that I've used all of the shades, I feel like it's fair for me to take off the plastic now. I still felt like the palette was still kind of new, even though I've had it for years, because of the fact that I hadn't used all of the shades. So yeah, now I've used all of the shades. I do feel like I need to play with this particular Blitz in a few different ways, a few more times, before I can give my full thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. So before I do my update on my No Pan Left Behind video, before I film my No Pan Left Behind update video, I will be sure to create a couple more looks with this, probably off camera. But yeah, so this was the look chosen by you, my subscribers, in this month's community poll. Thank you so much for participating in my community poll. I call you subscribers because that's the technical term, but I consider you friends if you're hanging out with me. So thank you so much for being here with me and watching my video and supporting my channel. It really does mean so much to me. I had a lot of fun creating this look. I'm so glad that this palette was chosen. Yeah, so now I want to know your thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. I know that this palette is not a lot of people's favorite, and I know that it's kind of boring looking, but I would like to know what you think of the look that I created today and what you think of the palette in general. Do you have this palette? Did you skip this palette? I'd like to know. Comment down below. So I look forward to chatting with you there. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my small channel out so much. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel before you go. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.